Dykstra Dave here. Hope my idling tractor isn't too loud for you to hear. Apologize. Many people have asked me to do a follow-up video on the wood process of the Red Runner. It's been very cold, and because it's so cold, I've been selling a lot of firewood, and I just simply haven't had time to really take a chance to go over the operations of this fine unit. So I am going to do that today. All right, this is the standard Red Runner. It is equipped with the Coiler Pro 14 horse. It is a commercial grade engine for its size, although, 14 horse is pretty small overall, I would think. 13 horse comes on the Deluxe actually, but it is a Honda. Not that it would have more horsepower, but it might be more reliable, but I've had great luck with coilers, so I'm not worried. Startup. Now, some people say they have a hard time starting up their coilers in the winter. It is currently about negative 18 Celsius. Fahrenheit, guys, that's well below freezing. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Well, the trick, this thing always starts up. Not today, it makes a liar of me. The trick is, move your throttle to just under the turtle. Flick your choke on, and it is ice cold. I just want you to see that. I am holding on to the muffler, so this isn't a warm engine at all. So a few minutes of running a slight choke, and she's very content. Already got the conveyor belt. Often actually I turn off that valve right there to start it, because that way your starter is not trying to run the hydraulic motor. But that also can, I do open that up once it's been running for a few minutes just to start warming the hydraulic fluids, because like my tractor, it takes a few minutes of idling really. Well, more like 15, 20 minutes of idling on my tractor to really get this thing going. Hour-wise, you can see 63 hours. I've only owned this, I think, 2 months. So she's getting lots of use, and I got lots of opinions about it, which I will share on another video. This video is more or less operations. So there you see starting. There's no choke. Like I say, it's cold. It's cold. The startup is absolutely no problem. As long as you get that throttle right about there, she'll fire every time. Otherwise, she's not too interested in firing. And I kind of take you step by step. I showed you how to start it, especially in the cold. It's had lots of time to warm up. So, we're going to bring it to RPM. So, I don't have a log feed table. If you had one, you could utilize one of these ports, and one of these levers would operate the feed in. I don't have that. I might get one, but I actually think I'm going to make one and just roll it in. Because whenever you're using the hydraulics, something else has got to give. You only got so much flow. So you're using that, either your splitter or your cutter is going to go slower. So anyway, I use right now I just use the tractor and the forks. I usually have about 4 or 5 logs about this size. Back up the tractor right here and just roll them on, and that's usually more than enough to make a tote. Then when I can hit the forks on the tractor and move the tote to the road. So for me, that's what works. So you get a log in. It's on rollers here. So actually, even the biggest logs roll really easy. The log goes inside until it hits that stop. That stop's adjustable. Right now I got it set for 17 inches. So slide that in there. All right. So the log's in position. This has got to be closed. It's got a safety mechanism down there. To be honest, I might remove that, but I have teenagers that use this, so I don't want to see it happen to them. So you can't operate this unit without this lid being closed. This lever here, you hold down, and that moves this claw in and out while the saw comes down and cuts it. Now, on the other units, I know for sure on the Joy, and I believe in the next one, that's actually a hydraulic lever that will hold that down. Not needed. Doesn't take much at all to hold this down, and at times you don't have to, especially if you make a few alterations. All right. Alright, so you've seen how it feeds in, you see how the clamp there works holding the log, you saw how the saw blade comes down the chainsaw and cuts it, you saw how automatically the ram back there puts it through here. Now this piece, if I move this, is adjustable, so you pull this lever out and this lowers up and down and determines your where you can get. So you have a single split, you got a 4-way. Now the catch here is I let so much sawdust build up underneath there is actually frozen, so it can't drop all the way down like it normally would. But generally my logs are about the same size, that's why I've never really cleared it out. But in the future I would keep it clean under your machine so you can raise and lower that fully. There's also a small problem with their setup, but I'll explain that on another video. Otherwise, hopefully that gives you an idea of how this works. Again, your winch can adjust and raise and lower your conveyor belt. A conveyor belt, although so nice and handy, is a pain in my side. I could do a whole video on the conveyor belt. But that's it, that's the basic operation. So go cut some wood, make some money, and click subscribe below if you want to hear more videos. Then I'll do another follow-up on maintenance on this unit and pros and cons, and is this thing faster than just doing it with the old-fashioned splitter. I'll get back to you later. Thanks for watching.